I believe that, if everybody say it can't get done, I'm like, yes it can, why not? I said, if these kids can't read, then I'm not going to propose all this, mom, dad, I'm going to look you in your face and say this kid can't read. We let them down. School, parents, we let them down, but I'm not going to take them to the next grade knowing that they're not at grade level. It's funny because I'm always like, okay, how are schools successful? Well, schools are successful when they demand greatness. Greatness doesn't come. We're about to make history. We're about to learn. We're about to grow. We're about to make history. And then, mark my words, it's going to be other school districts, other places around it that's going to be doing this thing. We're going to be the first model. And I'm speaking that into existence, okay? If you can really take the map and drive the instructor inside the classroom and link it to the M step, then everything will move. You see it?
Ladies, third grade teachers, could you tell me, how do you think this professional development was for you today?
Easy. It was productive. It was exciting. But we never leave Mr. Hurts advising.
Because the schools that I've worked with, the teachers I've worked with, their scores just go through the roof because what I do is I talk about practical stuff that's practical. Because I'm a former teacher and also I'm a principal, so I'm going to be telling you guys things that I know will work in your classroom.
For booking, please visit shurtschoolturnaroundspecialist.com.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is Sean Hurt with another dynamic episode. So come on in, hit my share button. We're doing part two. Part two, how to increase your report card grade. Part one was awesome. So many people reached out and said, listen, we got to do a part two because the information that you gave me was excellent. So give me 1 minute as I get all of my social media friends out there, and make sure you get a paper, pen, pencil, something to write with so we can take good notes. So give me a few seconds as I get all my teammates in. And when you come in, just let me know where you're coming from. Say, Hurt, this is where I'm coming from. Let me turn now. I want to make sure we got everybody in and we're ready to rock and roll on this morning. And let me know where you're coming from. I know it's kind of rainy out here in Michigan. There's a little rain outside, but listen, we are still going to do what we do. We're still going to do what we do. Yes. This is going to be another excellent episode. All right, let me get a couple more shares out there and we should be good. I want to check something out. Yep. Yes. This is going to be excellent. Okay. Yes, I think we're good. Everything looks good. I know a couple of weeks ago we had a little issue with the volume and my technology. So I think that's all worked out. That is all worked out. So I'm excited regarding that. All right. Let me see who's in the house. Let's see who's in the house on this morning. Let me see who is in the house on this morning. All right. I got AP Patrick Lawrence. Good morning from Connecticut. Good morning. I got Constant Sherrod. Good morning to you. Where you from, Constant Sherrod? Put in the chat where you're from. And then you're coming from LinkedIn. Good morning to you. I got my good friend David Bell. Know what? I was talking to a colleague about you this week, David Bell, regarding Ben Harbor. I have to get down there. I'm trying my best to get down there. Good morning to you, Dr. Jeter. Much love for you from Illinois in the house. We got Stacy Joy in the house from Los Angeles. Thank you for waking up early in the morning. I think it's 8 o'clock, 7 or 8 o'clock in Los Angeles. So thank you for getting up and being part of the family. I want to say good morning to you, Miss Flowers. Oh, I can't wait to come down, Miss Flowers. We're all set to be coming down there next month. I cannot wait to work with you on your school. I'm excited. I got Rashard Davis in the house from Vegas. Woo, Vegas. I need to get down to Vegas. That is one place I haven't worked with a school at. So Rashard Davis, if you have any plugs, know anybody, I would love to work with a school in Vegas. Okay, Constant Sherrod in Mississippi. I got to get down to Mississippi as well. I got Mrs. Truesdale in Atlanta in the ATL. I'll be down there next month. I'm excited. I can't wait. I will be down there in the ATL. And y'all doing good in football. Y'all got a new quarterback and y'all winning some games. ATL in the house. We got Brother Sherrod Laws in the house from North Carolina. Good morning to you. Keep up the good work. I'm following you. We got Ms. Vance Daniels in the house from New Jersey. Hey, Ms. Daniels, I will be doing a parent workshop in Newark, New Jersey this Thursday. It's gonna be virtual, but I'm gonna be down there in Newark, New Jersey this Thursday. I have Central Hicks in the house. All right. Stacy Joyce say it is 7 a.m. in Los Angeles. I appreciate you so much. I got my sister, Dr. Shiki Houston. She was up last night watching the Mike Tyson fight. I saw the comments, Dr. Houston. Thank you very much for getting up after you was watching the Mike Tyson fight. Dr. Houston, I didn't know you was a big boxing fan. I tell you, I learned something about somebody new all of the time. So I'm going to stop right there. So go ahead. What I need you to do is go ahead and hit that share button, hit the emojis, show me some love, because the more love you show me, the more people will get the content, the more people will support. I appreciate all of the work, everybody, all my friends. Thank you very much. And if I miss anybody, I am so sorry. Just go ahead and just tap in with me. Okay. All right. So last week we talked about discover how to increase your school report card grade, and it was so rich, it was so good, is that we have to do a part 2. People wanted to say, Hurt, we got to get a part 2 in. So that's what I'm doing. So you know what I like to ask the question. The first question I like to ask before I get into my commentary. Tell me, what are one thing that's keeping you up at night as an educator? What is one thing that's keeping you up at night as an educator? So let's share out, put it in the chat. You know what I like to do. I like to read some of the comments. If I don't read it today, I will definitely get to it on tomorrow morning. I like to give feedback because it helps me as an educator. So what is keeping you up at night as an educator? Go ahead and put it in the chat. And I always start off, what's keeping me up at night as an educator is that to making sure that schools stay focused on the main thing. The main thing is educating the students. When we educate the students the right way, then we will see our student achievement increase. That's why I'm talking about the report card grade on today, because you will see how important it is to make sure that we educate the students every day, that we progress monitor what we're teaching in the classroom. As a former building principal for over 17 years, I am not new to this. No, I haven't been a principal for 2 years or 3 years, 17 years. I figured out after year 4 that I must, non-negotiable, spend 65% or more of my time per day, 65 or more of my time per day in the classroom or with students. I have to get out of my office, be in the classroom, not to evaluate teachers, but to observe the instruction, to work side by side with my teachers to help them out. Also, when the bell is ringing, to be able to see what's going on in the hallway, what's going on in the lunchroom. And not only Sean Hurt, the principal, but also my administrative team. Now, if you do that, I guarantee that your disciplinary referrals will go down. You will be able to see more things that's taking place in your school. Your academic achievement will increase, and so many other things by just doing that one little tweak. Okay, so that's what's keeping me up at night. Go ahead and put it in the chat. What is keeping you up at night as an educator? Good morning to you, Miss Kennedy, my former kindergarten teacher. Always brag about her, love her so much. happy birthday to you. She had a birthday a couple of days ago, so I want to salute you to say happy birthday. All right. So what's keeping you up at night as an educator? Some Garfield WT said, Hurt is right. You must be in the school to know what's going on. You can't leave from the office. That is so true. That is so true. I'm not saying that just to say it. I haven't read books. This is not a theory type of thing. This is personal experience for over 17 years. Good morning, Brother Wilkerson. Good morning, my boy Kobe. Good morning to you. I got to get back with you this week. I'm going to definitely call you so I can give you some of that information. So good morning to you. So that is the first thing you have to spend time in that classroom. You have to. And I did it. And it really changed me so much. You can ask Miss Candy. She's one of my teachers. She will tell you I spent time in the classroom, and I did not. It was time for me to evaluate her, but I spent time just to see what's going on inside of the classroom. All right, just to see. And then me and Miss Kennedy, we worked hand in hand. When we sat and talked, I was able to help her out so much because I knew what she needed. I knew the manipulatives that my kindergarten kids needed in math. I knew the reading books to order. I knew what type of professional development that my staff, Miss Candy, and my other teachers were going to attend. I knew when I said, okay, my teachers are starting to lose gas, because it's October, November, let's do some fun things, or I might cancel this meeting or whatever, because I had a pulse of what was going on in my school. All right. What's happening in my world? I am excited. This week is going to be an awesome week for me. Listen to what I'm doing. On today's Saturday. On today, I'm having a virtual meeting with Principal Williams. I'll be meeting with her out of Oklahoma City. I do training, so I don't do Monday through Friday. Yeah, Saturday we're gonna go virtual for a couple of hours. I have her scores right here. NWA, we're gonna talk about how she's doing. We're gonna look at if she's spending that 65% of the time in the classroom and how her APs are doing on a Saturday. Yes, I don't quit working on a Saturday, so I'll be spending my Saturday after this. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna go virtual. Then tomorrow on Sunday, everybody say Sunday. Sunday, I'm gonna be with Principal Rogers from the Virgin Islands on Sunday afternoon. I'm doing the same thing with her. She's a principal of a high school. I'm excited. We're going to be working. She's going to another level, Principal Rogers. So I'm going to be with her from 5 to 7 o'clock on tomorrow afternoon. After the football games are kind of over with, I'm with Principal Rogers virtual. And then on Thursday, this week on Thursday, I am doing a parent workshop. Everybody say parent workshop with University High. University High is going to be virtual with Principal Hamilton. We're bringing all of the parents, and we're going to discuss give me 1 second as I get my book. Give me 1 second. Stay with me. Yes, this is the book that we're going to be reading now. So you got the parents coming in, and we're bringing the parents together. Yes, high school parents. They say parents in high school, they kind of not involved. No, they're going to be involved. She purchased books for all of her parents. Look, this is what she did. She said, I'm going to purchase books for all of my parents in a PTO, and we're going to have a workshop. I'm going to be doing an hour workshop. We're going to be talking to parents, giving strategies, how to support your kid, the whole 9 yards. Parents and schools, I am bringing them together. You have to get the book. I will come and do the workshop face-to-face, virtual, but I am determined. To help parents all around the world to understand what's going on in the schools, but also I'm determined to help administrators, principals, APs, superintendents. How can we help support parents? How can we change the narrative at the school? So that's what I'm doing. If you can't bring me in, pick up the book, order the book, go on my website, it's right there, and you pick up the book. And also I got the other book for leaders, administrators, how to transform your inner city school. So there you go. A double treat. Good morning to you, brother, my mentor, Principal Kafele. He was up last night. I saw the comments, Principal Kafele. He was watching the Mike Tyson fight. I saw all y'all watching the Mike Tyson fight. I was watching it as well. So I'm just looking at the comments. I was just looking at the comments. Good morning to you, my mentor, somebody who I truly just love and care. You've done so much for me, my family. I just want to salute you. All right. let's go and get started. So we're going to talk about how to increase your report card grade at the end of the year. Herb, why are you talking about this? Why is this so important? Because the reason why this is so important, because at the end of the year, your report card grade will be put in the newspaper, will be put on social media. Your superintendent, your school board, your community will be looking at your report card grade. Good morning to you, Miss. I got all my good friends, Miss Simon. Miss Simon was, we worked together back when I was a young fella, just got started in education. She's one of the top special education teachers in Michigan. Love you, Miss Simon. Thank you very much for tuning in. To Principal Kafele said it was a horrible fight. Yeah, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. So now let's talk about report card grade. When I was a principal, every year, no matter if I liked it or disliked it or whatever it may be, they put our report card grade up in Michigan. This is where Inkster Preparatory was at. This is where Muskegon Heights was at. These are the schools I was a principal at. This is where Einstein Elementary is at. Ms. Simon worked with me. These are my schools. So now, if we know that we're going to be judged by our report card grade, how do I make sure that we have an excellent report card grade? How do I make sure that we are doing what we need to do? Okay. So last week I talked about it, but I want to go back, and I'm teaching today. So I need everyone to take notes. The first thing that you do, and I'm going to show it again, you must understand your report card grade. I told you last week, all educators, I got all my educators on here. On Monday, pull out your report card grade from last year. If you're not the principal, you go on a website, go to your principal, go to your superintendent. Hey, I need to see my report card grade. Now, I'm going to show you. Last week I ran through it, but I'm going to go slow. South Carolina. If you are from South Carolina, I'm going over again. I wish I had millions of people from South Carolina, because if I just had all of the principals and educators from South Carolina, I got Dr. Houston and Dr. Taylor from South Carolina. Anybody else, let me know. If I had everybody from South Carolina just on this podcast, South Carolina's educational system would shift, because I'm going to show you what you got to do in order to improve it. So give me a second right here. Let me go to it. So we'll know, and just take the notes. It's real simple. It is real simple. We're going to take these notes and we're going to see what it looks like. So I see a couple. Hit that share button if you're from South Carolina. You need to share this out. South Carolina folks, it makes no sense that you're not sharing this out. I got Marion Intermediate School District. Okay, thank you very much. So this is I'm going to give me 5 minutes now. I'm going to take 5 minutes to show you South Carolina, North Carolina, Michigan. I got Miss Simon on here. I got Miss Kennedy on here. I got so many people. I got somebody from Las Vegas, California. The report card grades all look the same. They all ask for the same thing. So you just print it. The first thing is print it out. So now this is a school. I'm not going to reveal the school. I just kind of put it out there. So their overall average was a 44. Some of us don't even know what our average is. You need to know what your average is as a school. Where do you rank at? So now we go down here, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies, this is middle school. So the middle school ranking is right here. So this school was average. So we see that in Carolina, they have 5 areas of ranking your report card grade. Excellent, good, average, below average, unsatisfactory. Las Vegas, North Carolina, Texas, you name it, same thing. Okay. Now, the academics, they judge middle schools by 3 areas. It is not hard. It is not hard. They give you a score by academic achievement, student progress, and then we got school environment, school climate. That's what the middle school is judged by. Now you have the answers to the test. I'm telling you what you're judged by. Academic achievement, write it down, please. Stay with me. Do not leave me. This is so important. This is how we're going to move schools, student progress, and school climate. Now, academic achievement, it pretty much says this. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to go slow. For the academic achievement, I said it last week. This is for ELA. The most points you can get is 182. This school got 74 out of 182, so they was able to get 40% out of 100%. So that means they're leaving 60% on the bone. 60%. This is for ELA. Let's look at math. Same thing. The most you can get, oh my God, look, is 182. They got 31 points. So that means they got 17% of the points. 17%, leaving 83% on the bone. So if I am a principal of this school, listen, if I'm the principal of this school, my area of focus, you don't have to be a rocket scientist, will be math. If I can get math up to where ELA is at, then now we're moving the needle. How do you move the needle, Mr. Hurt? Is when you have more kids to be proficient on the state test that's going to be taking place in April. Oh my God, I didn't know the state test is taking place in April. Yes, it is. So now we're in November, so we got December, January, February, March. You have 4 months. That's why I say you got to listen. You got 4 months before your state test, Texas. We got Josh Tarver in the house. Good morning to you, Josh Tarver, my good friend. Everybody in Texas, where the fight was at, where the Mike Tyson fight was at, it was in Texas. It was in Texas. It was at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. The Mike Tyson fight is in Texas. You got 4 months before April comes around. They're going to judge you. They're going to look at it. So you can't wait to March to say, let's get together. That's why it's important for you to know your report card grade. So if you increase student achievement, then you will increase everything else. If you increase academic achievement, then student progress will increase. Well, what is student progress, Hurt? That's as kids growing from the previous year to the next. They might not be proficient, but they grow from the previous year to next. I just want to show you this. It's right here. It's right here. Print it out, and you need to have a discussion with your staff during your next staff meeting. How does that sound? Give me some feedback. I see yes. People give me feedback. Your test scores reflect the culture and instruction at your school. The work done on the first end shows on the back end. Yes, that is so true. What is used to determine these scores? Well, Ms. Simon, what's used to determine these scores is for Michigan, since I know you're Michigan, it's going to be the M-STEP test that we take in April. So if I got Michigan, I got Ben Harbor, I got Ms. Simon, I got Ms. Kennedy, it's going to be the M-STEP test. And Ms. Simon is she works in special education. So a lot of times, hold on for 1 second. Hold on, let me go back to this. Hold on for 1 second. Let me stop sharing. Okay, good. A lot of times we leave out special education data. We don't even talk about it, but we got to include special education in testing because that's part of the report card grade. Those scores that you saw, Ms. Simon, with that school in South Carolina, that included everybody. So when we have these meetings, when we're talking about it, the special education team, the teachers, the parapros, the directors, they need to be in there understanding the report card grade. So hopefully that helped out. Tammy Smith said, yes, yes, that is so important. So now the first thing I'm saying is, all right, let's print this report card grade out. If you need for me to explain it, that is the work I do. Inbox me, Hurt. Can you come to my school and work with my leadership team? That's what I'm doing today, virtual. I'm doing that tomorrow. I'm actually doing a virtual face-to-face. Walk us through how to align our report card grade with our district assessment and our state assessment. All right. So now let's get into it. All right. Okay, good. I see Sherrod, Constance Sherrod, absolutely. SPED is a subgroup that contributes to the school accountability. So true. And we don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. That's why I'm here talking about it. I've done this work for 17 years. I've been studying it this is all I do. This is what I like to do. You know what I like to do. In the schools that have been listening, that have been following, along the path for the last years, they have, at the end of the year, their report card grade has increased. Dr. Oglesby, Dr. Howard, the list goes on. These are schools that I've worked with. Report card, they've been on the news, they've been in the newspaper, they've been everywhere talking about how they've increased. I do not want you to be a school, a principal. At the end of the year, your report card grade decreases and your superintendent tells you that we have to replace you because of this. That is the reality of it. That is the reality of it. I do not want you to lose that. Imagine Mr. Hurt, Sean Hurt. I'm married with 2 kids, been married for 19 years, for 2 kids, me driving home to my wife saying that I got fired because of our scores. That means that job I got as a principal, I'm making $125,000, $130,000, $135,000. That provides for my household. That keeps the lights on in my house. That provides food on the table. That pays for my car note, my house note, my Netflix bill when I'm watching Mike Tyson last night, my cable. My wife want to go out to dinner on Friday night. My kids got to go to college. They need this. That provides for them. And I'm not going to be able to provide for them because I'm not listening to what Mr. Hurt is saying regarding the most important thing that I'm going to be held accountable at my school. Your report card grade improves. That means student achievement is taking place. You must listen to what I got to say. All right. Now I'm on number 3. I still got time. Set academic goals based on last year's state test. How do I improve report card grade, Mr. Hurt? I have to set my academic goals based on last year's state test. Get last year's state test out in each grade level and subject area. You want to increase proficiency by 12 to 15%. Write it down. You want to increase proficiency by 12 to 15%. Okay. Now, that's the goal. If 30% of my kids were proficient last year in reading, this year, 6th through 8th grade, I want to have 45% of my kids proficient. So consequently, if I have 1,000 students, I want to have at least 450 students that will be proficient on the South Carolina, North Carolina, Las Vegas, California, Michigan, Ohio, Texas state assessment. I know I'm talking good now. I know I'm talking good. See, you're not hearing this at the district level. You're not hearing this. This is the work. This is the information you get when you're listening to this podcast. They're not telling you this. They're telling you go ahead and get your school improvement plan or whatever it's called, put it down on the paper, and then you toss it to the side. No, I'm telling you what to do. And then on top of that, what I want you to do is that I want you to put the goals up throughout the school. When all the kids come in, put it right there, the goals. Put it in the 8th grade hallway. Put it in the lunchroom. Put goals everywhere because you become what you see. If I see it, there's no doubting what I'm going to do. Now, the second part of that is that I have my goals. Now, when I am taking my district assessment in the beginning in September, I ready NWA, Star, Scantron, I'm naming it all. When you take the test, you must take a day out to unpack the data to see where the kids are at. It is called getting on the academic scale. All right. I set my goals. I know where I was at last year, set my goals. Now I got to get on a scale and see how much I weigh. Close your eyes if you got to. Oh my God, I don't want to see how much I weigh. I ate too much yet, but you got to get on the scale and get on the scale and say, this is where we're at. It's called dealing with the brutal facts, dealing with the elephant in the room, having a courageous conversation. This is where we're at based on the kids coming into the school, based on our district assessment. Now, from there, you're going to now say, all right, if these are our end goals for the end of the year, based on our state assessment, we have 12 to 15 weeks from September to January to make sure that we are moving in the right direction, because usually you take your district test again in January. You want to make sure that you're moving in the right direction. You cannot wait to April, May to see what you're doing. You need to check it in January. Check it in January. But also with that, if I'm spending 65% of my time in the classroom, then now I'm observing what the instruction looks like, so I don't have to wait till January to see what's taking place. I can look at it every day. And then if you're really bad, you're really sweet, you're really rocking and rolling, you're really doing that, now we call it a short cycle assessment. So every week or every 2 weeks, I am monitoring. I know I have the data to show me how many kids in the middle school is understanding the standard. Let me break it down, because I emailed it to about 5 principals yesterday. The question I want to ask the principals, I got to get close to this. Listen to what I'm saying. The question I want to ask you is that, how do you know if the kids showed mastery on those standards that was taught last week in your school? You have 800 kids, Miss Smith, at the middle school. Did you get any data on yesterday, over the weekend, or Monday to show you? I ain't talking about teachers telling you. I'm talking about data. I'm talking about real life data to show you that out of 800 kids, 300, 400, 450 showed mastery on those standards that was taught. A lot of times what we do is that we guess. We don't have the data to be able to say, hey, what's actually taking place? So now I'm telling you, not only are you going to spend 65% of your time in the classroom, but you have to get the data every week, every 2 weeks to show what those 800 kids did on that assessment. Man. Oh, it is 10:30. Man, every time I get into it, it's just time flies. I got to stop because, once again, my sisters in education, Create and Educate, they come on at 10:30. This is the good information. Let me just give you the last one. All administrators in your building needs to spend 65% or more of their time in the classroom and engage with students. What will you get out of that? This is how you move your report card grade. You will notice how your teachers are teaching, and then you will also have a deeper understanding on if the kids are engaged in the classroom. You have to be able to get the data back every week or every 2 weeks to see what's taking place. Not a verbal, not a I feel, but the data. A sheet of paper or Google Doc, however you do it, I don't care, but you got to get it back, okay? To be able to see that. So I'm going to stop right there. Thank you very much. There's a couple of things before you go over to Create and Educate. If you have not picked up my books, come on now. We gotta make this some bestsellers. Pick it up from my website. Okay. Second thing is that if you would like for me to come in and support you on this, it is not too late. Inbox me, Hurt. We can set it up. We'll do that, okay? I want your report card grade to increase. You don't have all day. You have 4 more months before the state test. Let's not wait. Let's go ahead and knock it out. So thank you very much. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube page. Hit all the likes. Let's get the algorithm going on. So thank you. Let's have a good week. And if no one has told you this, if no one has told you this, I love you. I love you. I love you. So if no one told you this week that they loved you, I love you. I appreciate you. I thank you very much for all of your work. I will give you a signed copy, Miss Simon. You know, thank you, Miss Simon. You mean so much. One of the best teachers. I used to talk to her after school. She used to give me so much wisdom and advice about special ed. I used to ask her questions and stuff like that. So that won't be a problem, Miss Simon. Thank you very much. Make sure you tune into my sisters, Create and Educate. I see you next week. May God